This is just so. Oop. Goodbye. Oh my goodness. Hey, yo, what's good, Josh? Boy, 52 Games here. Welcome back to another Warframe video. So today, I decided to do another character-inspired build, but this time I decided to go ancient. Yeah, I don't know really. I decided to go ancient monster lore, so I decided to go a lore accurate brood mother build. But if you guys know nothing about brood mother, let me go ahead and enlighten you guys. For centuries, devastating countries, creating webbed, bathed wasteland was the Black Arachne, or better known as the brood mother, preferring scorching temperatures, raising millions of spider underlings, devouring everything in its path, or happens to stumble into its horrible domain of webs. A terrible fate awaits those who are entrapped, suffering from deadly toxins, leaving prey paralyzed, wide awake for their ride to the afterlife by her Arachnid Highness. Now, before we get into the build, guys, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to see more character-inspired builds on multiple games being played by your boy Betty. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button because it's about to get good, baby. So now, let's jump to the build. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and get into the Archon shards, which are very simple to get. You don't really need too much. But if you want to go top 4, you most definitely can. Now, we have 2 green for a corrosive stack, so we get a full strip on toxic damage with all our abilities on Oraxia. Does deal toxic damage, so we'll almost always have a full strip. Next, we have 1 just for blue shard for health regen and 2 for ability strength. Alright, now let's go ahead and get into Oraxia's abilities. Now, her passive is amazing. I love it. So you don't really need to go too much into defense ability because she has a built-in defense, which is invisibility, which is therefore the strongest thing to keep you alive here in Warframe, as you guys know. Invisibility supremacy around here. But her first ability is Mercy's Kiss. Leap onto an enemy and pierce them with Oraxia's spider legs, dealing toxic damage. Enemies defeated by the attack have a chance to drop health and energy orbs. Now, the chance is increased and is scaled by ability strength. Now, the kill threshold is only 50%, but we still do 12,000 toxic damage, which can be scaled with your feral predacite, which is insane, about another 100%. So we're about to basically like 24. Next we have webbed embrace. This is your crowd control along with debuff. Oraxia throws a creeping web that ensnares her prey. Enemies caught within the widening radius are trapped inside a cocoon that increases their damage vulnerability. Next we have Widow's Brood. Oraxia launches a barrage of stinging darts in front of her that applies toxin status effects. Poison enemies spawn scullers with a max of 10 scullers. Their duration lasts a very long time, so you don't need to rely too much on duration if you don't want to, but hey, it's really nice. With proc range of 36 meters and a base damage of 2,000. Yes, which can be scaled. Next we have Silken Stride, which is our 4th and mobility ability, along with our damage increase. Oh, damage buff as well, but we gain extra damage by 220%. Next, but while we're wall lashed, we gain a 456%, which is insane. So a weapon platform will be actually insane for you guys if you guys want to run a weapon platform build. But I decided to go for a brood mother, so we're focusing a lot on our overall build. So I did not assume any abilities because her abilities just work so well together. But our range is up to 108 meters. We can just click a dodge button and go wall to wall like Spider-Man, or Venom if you prefer the dark side. But overall, Oraxia's spider legs and go on the prowl. Oraxia is immune to status effects and has increased maximum health. Ranged weapons are imbued with toxin damage, killing enemies cause them to burst with toxin. And Silk Thread, tap to dodge to leap to a targeted surface, whichever your crosshair is pointing at, which is nice, with a 4.4 health multiplier. damage multiplier and explosion damage from each, which is nice. Well, the exposure is about that, but it does scale with the range. But don't really need to go to range. But if you want to, I definitely just recommend overextended because our ability strength is insanely high on this build. But let me go ahead and just show you the build, guys. And for our build, we're running growing power, hand spring molt, augmented, arcane comma saddle, which will scale while our hand denny, our little underlings do their little thing. Next we have blind rage, transient fortitude, archon continuity, intensify, stretch, prime flow, equilibrium, and adaptation. Now you can always take this out because 300 is just insane, I'm not gonna lie. So you can change intensify for something else, maybe overextended, which will most likely be a better choice if you want. But that's just the way I'm running her. But now all our stats, we deal quite a bit of damage, 50% and 100. Just a huge increase to our stats. And for the weapons, I decided to go Exceltra, but you can run pretty much anything you would like. But I just love my Exceltra. I'll use it to the day I die. Alright. Next we have our Kuvanukor with Cascadia Flare. Now I wish I had one that does Toxin, but we can go Cascadia Empowered Max for dealing additional damage for enemies that match that status effect if you want. I'm pretty sure I had a max one, but I think I sold it. But you can definitely go Cascadian Empower, which will give you a huge buff to your Toxin damage. And next I decided to go Okini Prime just for the speed boost. You can go Praetos as well if you want. I decided to go Zenrook just for energy. That's really it. And for the companion, I decided to go either your Kenzo Profiler or your Feral Predacite. Thanks to its anaphylactic pollen, release a cloud of spores that persists for 10 seconds, increasing toxin damage by 100%, which is absolutely insane on Oraxia. So I definitely recommend that. And you also got Arrow Dysphatic Vector, Parasite within 30 meters, tentacle spawn from it, clinging to enemies within 10 meters, slow them as they move further from the parasite, dealing 20 barrel damage over 20 seconds, which does scale with ability strength. Or with your Feral Claws as well. But we got Metro Overdrive for Red Claws, Burning Claws, Hunter Synergy, Immunity Resistant, Small, and Light. But guys, that really is the build, man. It's a lot shorter than it usually is, but if you guys want to see more, because like this, make sure you guys the like and subscribe button for your boy, because I might eat it in this one. Peace.
I feel like Bruno, but call me Uno, cause I got one of them with me. And I'm a beast, pity, this shit gon' bang, shitty, gotta put on for my city, bitch, I keep everything I think I had enough, all this money got me acting up. Niggas be mad as fuck, cause they know I gotta bag it up.